grab your cup. Let's talk about balance versus boundaries, because a lot of people have, at the beginning of the year, we decide I'm going to have more balance in my life, or whether it's the beginning of the year or any time, like I need to have more balance. So balance for me means, giving equal amount of time and energy, or at least whatever you decide amount of time and energy you want to have for self-care, for recreation, for your work, for partner time versus family time, things like that, right? The problem with balance is everything ends up competing for you and for your attention and for your energy, right? It ends up feeling like a competition. Because soon enough, something is going to need more. Maybe there's a project at work, or something's going on with the kids, and you end up getting pulled over there more, and then you're out of balance. You feel like, there it goes. Everything went up in there. I haven't had time for myself. Boundaries are different, and this is why I think boundaries will serve you better. Also, boundaries, though, if you haven't ever really learned how to properly create them for yourself, I want to talk about that for a minute too, but boundaries instead of balance can serve you better, because boundaries come from inside of you. Instead of it's everything out there, all the different components of your life competing for you, boundaries come from inside of you, and the standard that you set for what you are willing to do or give. So, if you are a people pleaser and you're always taking care of everyone, that can pretty quickly pull you out of balance. If you work on the reasoning behind doing that and what's going on in the background, and you set up boundaries for, I want to be someone who definitely helps people, but I have a boundary in what I'm going to keep saying yes to and what I'm going to keep taking care of. And I have a boundary for trying to fill everybody else's needs. If you set up a boundary like that, you're going to get back time and energy that you've been giving out in people pleasing and taking care of others, right? So that's one example. If you have a boundary for what you feel you need to handle, not necessarily people pleasing, but a boundary for taking on things or trying to control things, that also has a root cause underneath of it, something that created that behavior in you. When you address that and you start to realize that you can give up the need to control outcomes and the need to micromanage things, it's different than people pleasing. You might have both, but they're different. If you can create a boundary for what you're willing to put your effort into and what you're willing to allow, it's really like an allowance, allowing others rather than micromanaging, allowing outcomes rather than trying to control. That, again, is going to give you more time and energy back, which is going to allow you to do things, the things that you want to do to feel more in balance. You get what I'm saying? Anytime you're feeling pulled away from yourself and pulled from away from what you'd like to be doing, what your preference is, there's a reason why that's happening. And that's the work that we do to really look at if you don't feel like you have strong boundaries in relationships, in how you set up your time and in how you take care of yourself. There's several things that could be going on. It's a lot of not feeling like you're important enough to be first or to be at the top of the list. It's also the need to people please and take care of others so that you feel like you're doing something worthy, so that you feel like you're getting acknowledgement. It's also a need to try to create certain outcomes so that you feel safe. You're not okay without trying to control and with the unknown. Those are the things that really create the out of balance feeling. Those are the things that give you your power back. And those are the things that got created a long time ago in how you want to feel safety, how you want to feel loved and nurtured. So that's the work that we do. If you're not feeling that way, probably there's a ripple effect out into your health. There's probably a ripple effect into your relationships and how people experience you, and a ripple effect into how happy you feel, how joyful you feel. So if that's what's going on, I have a master class on stress and anxiety, which is the end result of feeling out of balance and having all those behaviors. Put me in the comments and I'll send you that a replay of that so you could check that out, okay? But consider boundaries instead of balance and how that would serve you better.